Hello everyone. Let's go again and do some hand gestures. Well, actually I'll start with one, so we'll see some difficult hand gestures. Here we have the little bit of warming up the paper, as it is a kind of beige. So I'm using the sponge, and actually that helps also to create the design, or to design the hand. So here we have the index finger. Here we have the all three fingers here going and following. Here's the knuckle, and from there you get the index middle finger. Then you have the other three fingers tucked in on this kind of square here, and we have here the thumb here, but wrist here, the thumb down here. So that's kind of it warms up the whole thing basically by doing that soft dark lines here. I'm moving down the index finger here. That's easier. You can control it more, and then you have the wrist as it's moving back to the right side. Okay, that's the wrist, and it's beautiful, so I want to include a little bit of the wrist because the shadow of the wrist is quite nice. So again, with sponge and the charcoal. So that's the wrist there, and we have, again, as I said, this is the thumb moving down here. Now, as I said, I've mentioned in other videos that you can find this sponge in anywhere any art shop basically. It's easy to find. Or if not, you can do it yourself. You just take a sponge and cut it on and create the shape with it. So let's a little bit further back here, further back, so we can see a little bit more of what we're doing. And index finger here, then you've got the V shape. Here is the V shape which connects the index finger with the thumb and the three fingers here, and then you have the index finger there. Okay, let's go now and do some drawing. And so that's the basis, and this is the wrapping up of the whole thing. Now it's grinding up the charcoal and connecting those lines and actually making sense of all these previous shadows. Then you have the thumb, soft shadows everywhere, actually really soft shadows. You got the thumb here, index finger there, moving a little bit. It's a by the looks of it, female hand. Then you have the knuckles, you see. Well, we just see one knuckle really, and the wrist moving up and taking that change of direction here, and up here, knuckle. A little bit, there's something wrong here. So it's basically moving that knuckle, wrist a little bit further up here. There, and a soft shadow of the thumb, and that line here, which is the knuckle, connects with the middle finger here, going up that way. Turn the skin here, then you have the basis of the index finger, that shadowy part, and tucked all the fingers together here. A little bit of a darker tone of value there. And I think I can soften those dark lines because they're very strong statements here, so I don't want the eye to look at the line and ignore the form, or just lose the form just by emphasis on the lines. So here you have the knuckle here, and the whole bone structure of the hand up there. Then you have the turn of the wrist itself here. Yeah, okay. So that's showing low, showing down the gesture basically. And a little bit longer or more extended the index finger, longer finger basically. And you can give it a nice nail if you like. You don't have to, but you know, I'm just making it up here as I'm going along. Then you have the thumb. As I said, here we have a little bit thicker this. So connecting that line to that line behind the index finger, there should be something like this. So we'll go dot dot dot, but it's not dot obviously because it's behind. But I'm trying to make us realize that it's this. That knuckle connects with this, with the upper part of the finger, middle finger. Then another nail here. Again, you don't have to. It's very vague. It's actually, you don't actually see it, but we know it's there. So not to ignore it. And a little bit of a shadow here. That's where the wrist actually stands, sits, or should be. And a general, we have the skin here, which connects all the rest of the fingers. And we have a negative shape here, which I'm ignoring, but I shouldn't. So it's here. That's what the negative shape is. And the ring finger, which is dark, and the small finger. So kind of wrapping it up, starting with that line or starting with the top of the hand, which is basically that area here, then the knuckles, and then the index finger showing like this. I cannot match, my hand cannot match the elegance of this hand, so it's a bit chunky, but it is what it is. A little bit of darker tone value here. That's where the wrist, the shadow of the wrist, and a little bit of a shadow. Actually, the whole thing is a little bit darker, so I can give a darker tone to the whole actually hand. Something like this, look. And then try and lose those sharp lines, because they, again, do want the eye to look at the lines. We want to look at the whole thing, the whole hand. And giving those shadows here, like I've started, and here, it makes the hand actually a little bit more, gives movement to the whole thing. Just look like it's moving, okay? So now here, with putty, you can come and do some highlights, but not too many. There. And actually, I'm just thinking of highlighting the negative shape here. And do you remember that nail that I said actually it's not even there, but I'm just doing it because it's nice. And also it's kind of makes the hand, the finger more elegant. And you have a knuckle here. Okay, so this is the hand showing, looking down, showing something somewhere. But I don't want to brighten it up because I've just given a darker tonal value. So why brighten it up? Keep it like this. Okay, that highlight now suggests underlying structure, bone structure. This highlight here and this one. And this, it's a softer highlight, although I've brightened it too much, so I'm going back to it and pushing it back by giving it a little bit more of a darker tone. So I want this light to be the lightest, this part of the hand to be the lightest. This is the second, this area is the second lightest. And as I said, I'm leaving those dark tones around the hand for nothing more than just to create movement. It's like the hand is moving like this, it's showing, it's there, it's there, it's there. So this, it's like air moving around the hand. I can correct it a little bit and push that area of the thumb, which is that part of the thumb, the thickest part of the thumb, making it a little bit more of a, well, a little bit thicker here. Okay. And kind of reflected light inside here. But I don't want to brighten it too much, just in case, so it doesn't compete with the light at the top of the hand. First of all, I want a reflected light or a light here on this part of the middle finger, and then a little bit lighter down here. So I'm losing the line here. And with my finger, instead of using the putty rubber, create that light here as well. There. Reflected light under the hand. There we are, reflected light under the hand, the lower part of the hand. And a little bit lighter there, top. But on the other hand, I'm tempting, but I don't want to make it as bright as that. I can lose the line, which was that one, but I don't want to make it any brighter. So and then cut a little bit the finger here because I think it's a bit too long. Okay, well, I don't think there's anything more to it really, but if you wish, we can do some highlights here, being a little bit more meticulous, and then separating the middle finger from the thumb. And give it just a darker tone to the, I think it's the ring finger, this one. Darker here. Here we are, okay. And less thick the middle finger, so I can give, it's a bit thick here, so I'm trying to cut on the chunkiness of the middle finger, and I can fit one more finger. By cutting that, I can fit another finger here. And give it just a general darker tone. And you have the skin under here and a little bit darker tone, all of a darker tone around here, under the index finger. Okay, well that was it. See you on the next one. Hasta luego. Before I go, a little bit less thick here. And a reflected light. That was it. And then continue it's not a good quality paper. I had that sketch paper here, but you can see that it's creating those like kind of woolly things here. It's not holding the darks at all well. So there you see. You can see those dark. It's a bit like it's been magnetically activated, those magnetic fields, which they don't exist on paper, but it looks like it's something like that. Anyway, I need to change the paper for the next one. All right, see you on the next one. Bye-bye.